All right, superstars are super excited to connect with us once again. Euriel Ezeagwu here. I'm a mindset development coach and I'm a mentor. Someone says, what is mindset? Do I need to develop my mindset? Absolutely. Because your results in life is going to be in direct proportion to the level of your mental development. All right. So in our last episode, we looked at wealth education and wealth creation, and we established that wealth creation is a science and is an exact science. We established that a science is anything with fixed principles that does not respect personalities. Anybody, irrespective of the situation of your birth, irrespective of the place of your birth, if you apply the principles, you're going to get the exact same result. All right. Now, so let's go deeper into the concept of wealth creation. All right. And we'll be taking our base from the book, The Science of Getting Rich. If you've not studied that book, I recommend you get it. The Science, you have the audio on YouTube, so you can go look it up on YouTube. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Now, in that book, Wallace D. Wattles says getting rich is a science and is an exact science. It says getting rich is a science. Is a science like mathematics, is a science like chemistry, is a science like physics, is a science like algebra. Now, he said if a poor man will study how wealthy people do things and begin to behave and do things in that certain way, all right? Because he puts it this way, he says, you don't get rich by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. You don't get rich by doing certain things. All right? So it's a paradigm shift. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. There's a way that wealthy people do things. Poor and middle class people don't do things that way. Example number one. If a poor man or a middle class person closes from his office or his business at the end of the day and decides to relax, where will he go to? He will go to the beer parlor. All right. He will go hang around with his friends. Now, but look at this. He will get himself drunk, tell all sorts of funny jokes that have no bearing with his tomorrow. But when the rich and wealthy, at the end of business, when they want to relax, where do they go to? They go to the golf course. They go to the Port Harcourt club. All right, that's where they mingle. Now, are you seeing the difference? One goes to a beer parlor, another goes to the golf course, another goes to the club. Now, look at this. And I'm telling you, if you apply this simple principle from this episode, it's going to completely revolutionize your life. If a poor man would borrow money, all right, go buy, the golf kit, borrow money, go register in the Port Harcourt Golf Club or the IBB Golf Club in Abuja. And every day shows up there and is mingling, interacting with these wealthy persons. Do you know that one day someone is going to say to him, because it's like a cult. There's acceptance and loyalty amongst them. And someone's going to say, what do you do? Can you supply transformers? I say, yes. Transformers, of course I can supply transformers. He said, we need 100 pieces of 100 kVA transformers. Can you supply that? Don't worry about the money. I'm going to give you a payment upfront. That happens at the golf course. Superstars on the call, I can tell you that, listen, more deals have been signed on the golf course that have been signed in offices. More deals have been signed on the golf course than have been signed in offices. What has that middle class person now begun to do? He's begun to do things in a certain way. He's moved from the way the normal way that middle class people do things. It's now beginning to identify where rich and wealthy people gather, where rich and wealthy people interact, where rich and wealthy people seek to associate among themselves. If he can break the mental barrier, because the plague is in the mind, his greatest challenge is going to be, the self-limiting beliefs, the inferiority complex to hang among the rich and the powerful. So, coming again to the law of association. You remember the law of association from our first episode? We talked about it also on the second episode, the law of association. So, the middle class person, the poor person, has got to separate himself from his poor friends, from his middle class friends, and begin to associate with the rich and the wealthy. Now, these are the basic principles. The science of getting rich. He says getting rich is a science and is an exact science. You don't get rich by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. Now, there's an incredible concept I got from that book. Listen. Wallace D. Wattles, in the book The Science of Getting Rich, said something very profound. He says, you don't get the poor out of their poverty by giving them charity. Charity only offers a loaf of bread. You get the poor out of their poverty by painting pictures of wealth on the canvas of their mind. I take that again. You don't get the poor out of their poverty by giving them charity. Charity only offers a loaf of bread. You get the poor out of their poverty by painting mental pictures of wealth on the canvas of their mind. Now, it takes me back to my favorite book. It says, as far as your minds can see, as far as your eyes can see. If you can see it in your mind's eye, you can hold it. So one of the major principles of getting yourself from where you are right now in terms of your finances to where you want to be is pictures and images. What signs are you putting out? He says, this sign shall follow them. What signs, what pictures, what images are you putting around yourself? Are you surrounding yourself with pictures and images of your past, or are you surrounding yourself with pictures and images of where you want to go? So, mental picture. Paint mental pictures of wealth on the canvas of your mind. Give yourself good life experiences. Now, let me tell us something that we do that, but let me tell you how you can do it consciously to actually change your financial status. We call it window shopping. Everybody does that. You go to supermarket, you just walk around and you look at various items. You're not buying anything, you're window shopping. Now, do you know that your mind does not know the difference between reality and your imagination? So if you have the infantry to walk into a Costeris car dealership and you ask them, you get a brand new BMW if you're a fan of BMW. And when you're going there, please be properly dressed. Dress like someone who can afford a BMW. Because how you are dressed is how you'll be addressed. And you get there, you say to the manager, hey, I need the latest version of the BM. Which is the latest brand that you have here? The manager shows you. You say, this is good. Can you open the door? They open the door for you. Say, can you put on the ignition, the switch on the ignition? And they are going to allow you to sit inside. You sit inside comfortably. Tell them, tune up the AC a little bit. Take it up. And you sit down there, you experience it. Do you know that your mind doesn't know the difference between the fact that you're not the owner of that car, you're just window shopping? If you go there and you give yourself that experience, feel that car, get yourself immersed in the euphoria of owning that car, of driving that car. Do you know that mental picture you've created on the canvas of your mind is now going to begin to find expression and begin to create ways to manifest itself in your physical reality? So superstars, you can learn how to become wealthy. Super excited on this topic. On our next episode, we will also look at this law in different dimensions and see how you can apply it to the different things that we do to create wealth. Because it doesn't matter the field that you're in, you can become wealthy in any field. Euriel Ezeagwu here. Nice to connect with you on this episode. See you on the next episode. Have a great day.